Hey everyone, thank you for joining me today. I want to share something that's been weighing heavily on my heart, and it comes from a passage in Luke. Chapter 21. Jesus says, "But watch yourselves, lest your hearts be weighed down with carousing and drunkenness and cares of this life, and that day come upon you suddenly like a trap." It's so easy to get lost, isn't it? To let the world just take over. I remember a story about a good man named Daniel, who was a loving father, a dedicated husband, and everyone in his community looked up to him. He started a small business, and it grew faster than he could have ever imagined. At first, it was a blessing. He could provide for his family in ways he'd only dreamed of. But slowly, something started to shift. The pressures of success began to consume him. Late nights at the office turned into missed family dinners. The worries of payroll and expansion drowned out the quiet moments of prayer he once cherished. He told himself it was all for his family, that he was building a legacy for them. But what fills your heart controls your direction, and his heart was becoming filled with the anxieties of this life. Jesus warns us about this. He speaks of carousing and drunkenness, which isn't just about literal parties. It's about anything that numbs our soul, anything that distances us from God. For Daniel, his new drug was success. It felt good to be respected, to be a provider. But not everything that feels good leads to what is truly good. He was so busy chasing stability on earth that he started to forget about his eternity. His wife Sarah saw it happening. She would try to talk to him, to remind him of the man he used to be, the man who would lead their family in prayer, the one who found joy in simple things. But his mind was always elsewhere, lost in spreadsheets and business plans. The worries of life had blinded him. Even good responsibilities, like providing for your family, can become a trap if they choke out our spiritual awareness. One evening, after another argument about his absence, Sarah found him sitting alone in the dark, just staring at the wall. She sat beside him, and he finally broke down. "I don't know who I am anymore," he whispered. "I'm so lost. I've been running so hard, I forgot what I was running for. I've built this entire world, but I feel empty. I'm afraid I've lost you. I've lost my kids. I think I've lost God." That day came upon him suddenly, like a trap. It wasn't the end of the world, but it was the end of his world as he knew it. The weight of it all crashed down on him. The enemy's greatest tactic isn't always some dramatic temptation. Sometimes it's just lulling us into a spiritual sleep with the gentle rocking of a busy, successful life. This is why Jesus tells us to be alert and to pray. Notice he doesn't say, "Pray to escape your responsibilities." He says, "Pray that you may have the strength to escape all these things." He's talking about escaping the spiritual trap they can become. God doesn't always remove our challenges, but he gives us the strength to overcome them without losing our souls in the process. For Daniel, that night was a turning point. It was a painful, heartbreaking moment, but it was also a moment of grace. He and Sarah began to pray together again, not for his business to be easier, but for strength. Strength to put God first. Strength to choose family over work. A prayerful heart becomes a discerning heart. It's the alarm clock for our soul. It helps us recognize the danger before we're already caught in the trap. Daniel started making changes, small at first. He set a firm time to leave the office every day, turned off his phone during dinner, started reading the Bible with his kids again before bed. Each choice was a small act of rebellion against the spiritual sleep that had claimed him. He realized that holiness happens one decision at a time. Living each day as if it matters eternally isn't about some grand gesture. It's about these quiet moments of choosing him over and over again. We often get so focused on our goals here on earth: success, comfort, stability. But Jesus reminds us that the ultimate goal is something far greater: being able to stand before the Son of Man. When all is said and done, when our life is over, the only thing that will matter is the state of our soul. Were we faithful? Did we keep our hearts awake for him? Readiness for God isn't a one-time decision. It doesn't happen in a single emotional moment of crisis. It's a daily commitment. It's built in the quiet moments when no one is watching, when you choose prayer over distraction, when you choose connection over consumption, when you choose faithfulness over the fleeting pressures of this world. Maybe you see a bit of yourself in Daniel's story. Maybe the worries of your life, your job, your finances, your family, even your ministry have started to weigh down your heart. Maybe you feel spiritually tired, like you're just going through the motions. Hear the loving warning of Jesus today. Watch yourselves. He's not saying it to scare us, but to save us. He wants our hearts to be free, not burdened. He wants us to be awake, not asleep. The invitation today is simple. Pray for strength, not for an easier life, but for a stronger spirit. Pray for a heart that stays awake, a soul that is alert. Let's make the daily commitment to choose Him, so that whenever that day comes, we will be found ready, standing before Him not with regret, but with a faithful heart. Thank you so much for listening. If this message touched your heart, please consider sharing it with someone who might need to hear it too. God bless you, and I'll see you in the next video.